Find out where Dartz eats when they make their way from Wellington to Auckland. The hard rockin' band will kick off this year's Laneway Festival next Monday with an opening set at 11:30 in the morning. Here is bassman Clark Matthews to tell us how they plan to become the mascots of Laneway.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. We're playing at 11:30 a.m. at the Laneway Festival. We're playing first. And I guess the question is just how much do people want to be shouted at 11:30 a.m. at the Laneway Festival?
Okay. So what have you decided on? That they do or they don't?
I think they need to be. I think that's probably the answer. We need to get maximum aggression at the Laneway patrons.
Very good.
Before they've fully digested their breakfast.
Cool. All right. It sounds like it'll be an interesting combination of time, day, and place.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm very interested to see. Normally, we perform relatively intoxicated.
Right.
So it's going to be an interesting situation.
Might be a challenge at that time of day, huh? But maybe not.
Definitely. Yeah. Depends what we can slip into the coffee backstage.
All righty. And then, so if you're on first thing and you're done by like noon, what are you going to do the rest of the day?
Drive back to Wellington, I think. I'm not sure. No. I don't know. I'll probably stick around. I'm very excited to see Turnstile and Fontaine's DC, who are playing at the Laneway Festival.
Yep.
My girlfriend wants to go to Phoebe Bridges and Haim. So
of course.
Gonna have to try and make those timetables work somehow.
I'm sure you can figure it out. Yes.
And just enjoy the Auckland heat for a day, I guess.
I hope it's heat. Anyway, have you been to Laneway before?
Yes, I have. I've been once in 2018. I was living in Auckland at the time. I didn't have a ticket, but on the day of the festival, do you know those hotcake distortion pedals?
I do. Yes.
So I had one of those lying around in my house, and I wasn't using it because I wasn't playing, much or any guitar at the time.
Right.
So I messaged the War on Drugs, who were the headliner, on Instagram, and I said, "Do you guys want to trade a hotcake pedal for tickets to the festival?" And at about 1 p.m. on the day of the festival, they came back and said yes.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I got in for free that year.
That's great.
Which was pretty good. And got to see them for free, which was pretty good.
See, proper use of social media can be a good thing. It's just you gotta know how to work it.
Exactly, and I knew they probably wouldn't have it right because I assume it's a New Zealand only thing.
I think it is. Yeah.
So
you've been writing new songs. You got stuff ready for the second album?
Yeah. We've got I think plan is a 10-song album.
Okay.
And then we've got a bunch of songs that are not going to make the cut. We wrote a fictional theme song for a Dartz legal procedural TV show called Dartz Legal.
Okay.
And I don't think that's going to make it. That's going to make it on.
So do you have aspirations of making a TV show?
I think so. I'd really like to get into a bunch of genres, to be honest. I feel like Dartz would do well in the kind of Boston legal type, legal drama. I've always thought about Shortland Street. I think I look relatively similar enough to where I could play Chris Warner's long lost son.
I think you might be onto something.
Something like that. So I like that. That's maybe a B plan if the music doesn't work out, which is, at some point it's not going to. So
right. I used to edit Shortland Street a long time ago.
Oh wow, that's awesome. That's really cool.
It wasn't that awesome. It was a very lonely late night job.
Yeah, because they shoot it like a week in advance or something, eh? So it's a pretty tight time frame.
They crank them right out, I'll tell you. This is back in the 90s. I did that. So yeah, it's still going strong though. So you're a fan of the show?
No.
Well, that may affect your ability to get the gig,
Yeah, possibly. I guess we'll see how it goes. My mum's car was on Shortland Street once. It was parked in West Auckland, and then it was in a bunch of establishing shots.
See, that's the great thing about New Zealand. There's like 1 degree of separation from anything. Like your mother's car was on Shortland Street. There you go. So, and there's probably stories of all over the country like that.
Definitely.
Yeah, like. All right. So music-wise, are Dartz thinking in terms of changing the sound, evolving, moving forward, backward, sideways? What are you thinking about?
There's an old saying, which is if it's not broken, don't fix it. Is that the saying?
I believe it is.
And I don't even have the tools to fix it. So we're just gonna stick at it, I think. We tried to write a couple songs that are more likely to get on the radio. That means they don't have swearing in them.
Right. Seems odd, doesn't it? There's like that one thing. I mean, people are cursing left, right, and center on TV all the time. Why can't they do it on the radio?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I want to get a song on the Rock FM one day.
Right.
So we're gonna do a couple songs that are a bit more radio friendly. But apart from that, just gonna stick at it. I mean, I think people just need more of the same with Dartz, I think. I've got a song I've got a song coming up that's a bit influenced by AC/DC and Van Halen. It's got a little bit of a 80s, 90s rock tinge to it.
Right.
That's probably the most experimental we're going to get.
All right.
Yep. It's got a guitar solo.
You're a Van Halen fan, were you?
I was a Van Halen fan growing up. My dad loved 1984, that album.
Right. Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. Good stuff. It's got a baby smoking on the front of the cover, I think.
I believe it does, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, no, apart from that, just more of the same. Can't say that we have too many influences or anything like that, or new directions.
All right. Well, what motivated you to be in the band to begin with then?
Well, I got asked to join the band after all the other members were already found.
Okay.
And I think that was because I was just kind of hanging around a lot. I was just in the friend group.
Right.
What motivated me to join a band? Well, I've been able to play the guitar to some degree for a long time.
That's a plus.
And I don't know. It just seems like a pretty good excuse to get together and drink a lot of beer with your friends, to be honest.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't really do much else.
No, well, what else is there to do down in Wellington?
Yeah, exactly. I'm hoping that they move the capital soon, so we can focus on that kind of stuff, the beers, etc., what we're good at.
Right. That makes perfect sense.
Get the people with lanyards and suits out of the city. But we'll see.
Do you think that's going to happen?
I'd like them to move it to Hamilton or something. Yeah,
that'd be a good. I mean, yeah, why not? Because something should be happening in Hamilton.
Exactly. There's also a guy in about an hour north of Christchurch. He's trying to get a brand new city off the ground called Pegasus. So that's another option if they want to move.
It's not a bad idea. I thought when the earthquake happened, which was a horrible thing, that rather than rebuild the city, maybe they should take the hint and just move it somewhere else.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, they've got a lot of flat land there to work with.
Right.
I like Christchurch, to be fair. It's something, I think it's quite underrated.
Okay.
Yeah, since the rebuild and stuff.
Have you considered moving there?
Yes. Yeah. Seems like a lot of effort, though.
And I get the feeling that making an effort is not one of your strong points.
Well, we try. I think there's a few things that we try pretty hard at.
Okay.
Number one is driving to Auckland.
Okay.
Dartz are a machine when it comes to driving to Auckland. I think this time going up to Auckland for the Laneway Festival is about our 15th time going to Auckland.
Right.
And they've pretty much all been driving. So not afraid of a little bit of hard yakka in that respect.
Gotcha. Do you have favorite stop-off points on the way?
Let's say on the way up.
Yeah.
First stop is probably liquor store.
Yep.
And Bulls. For people drink beers in the car, but I prefer the Jim Beam Devil's Cup. I think it's 6%, 7%.
Yep.
It just gets you through the drive. And then the next stop, there's a new bar in Hamilton that's opened called Last Place.
Okay.
And they serve burgers until about 4 a.m.
Right. Oh,
So,
that's good.
Yeah, we normally leave Wellington at about 5 p.m. the day before we have a show in Auckland. So it's good to stop at 1, 2 a.m. and eat some burgers in Hamilton.
Cool.
And then on the way down, we stop in a place called Stump Bay on the side of Lake Taupo. And eat lunch. Yep. And then stop in Martin in the Manawatu for chicken and chips.
I knew Martin was going to be mentioned somewhere along the line. I just had that feeling.
It's a nice little place. We're driving up. So we're driving up next Saturday for the Laneway Festival.
Gotcha.
And I am going to take my girlfriend to Martin, I think, for maybe the second time ever. Right. And there's a surprisingly good brunch spot there.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to have brunch in Martin and hit the op shops, see if I can find some decently sized, Kiwi bear memorabilia to wear at Laneway or something like that.
That'll be cool.
And then there's an op shop there that out the back has a whole room of old birthday cards, unused birthday cards from the 50s, 60s, 70s.
Right.
So I don't know if I'm going to be able to buy them while I'm there with her, but I've been on this gag with my girlfriend for the past few years of every year just buying her a birthday card that's happy birthday, you're 3. Congratulations, you're 3 years old. So I'm going to stock up on those at Martin. Yeah.
And are they pre-signed to somebody else, or are they
some of them have a little bit of writing in them. You just cross it out. I don't know who Jackie from 1954 was. Happy birthday, Mel.
It's the personal touch that counts, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
I love it. All right.
What are we talking? Anything else that Dartz works hard on? You've thrown me.
That's it, eh? All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it sounds like people should arrive at Laneway early to catch the set, right?
I would definitely say that they should. There's no clashes, so no excuses.
No excuses.
I would say, come early, finish your breakfast, get down to Laneway. I think there's some good bands kicking off right after us as well. So even if you don't like what you see with Dartz, which is impossible, there's Ernie Bell and There's a Tuesday, I think, are playing right after us.
There is a Tuesday is a great band. They've been up here at my studio here playing.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they're a fantastic band. So, even if you hate us, there's some good stuff on afterwards.
That's good to know. All right. That's a glowing endorsement.
Yeah, definitely. What can I say? Yeah, I think we'll have fun. I think there's I kind of maybe Dartz are going to be a bit like the mascots of Laneway, if you know what I mean, how they bring on mascots to warm up the crowd.
Yep.
It's just going to be about getting out there and all of us having a good time together and kind of acknowledging that we're out there at 11:30 a.m. and acknowledging that we're in for a big day together. You know what I mean?
Yep. I think it's going to be fun.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm so stoked to go to Western Springs. It's going to be my second time at Western Springs. I went to see AC/DC there in 2010.
Oh, yeah, I remember. I was at that gig. That was awesome.
I think I ran into you.
Probably.
So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I hear it's a speedway normally.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Except for all the people that live around it, apparently complain that the speedway makes a lot of noise, not realizing when they moved in next to the speedway that it was which kind of is odd.
It's a bit of a classic situation with New Zealand music venues.
So I'm sure the same will happen with the with Laneway being there, but
definitely
they can complain.
My dad, I think he used to live up the back of Western Springs in the 70s.
Yeah.
And early 80s. He's got a couple good stories about being able to sit on his deck and watch the Bowie concert and the Bob Marley concert. And
right. Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
But I imagine they've blocked that off for Laneway, or by now at least.
Who knows?
So people living in Westmere, see you there on your decks.
Sound travels. no matter, you can't block that. So there you go.
Exactly. Well, yeah, because I did used to live in Auckland. I can't remember when, but there was some concert when I was living there in 2018 that I was on the other side of the city and I could hear it from Mount Smart or something. Some of those concerts are so loud.
Must be the way the wind was blowing.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
But I guess with 4 stages competing, they probably can't have anything too loud.
Yep.
I guess we'll see.
It's a bit of there's some logistics involved. I remember the first Laneway I went to, there was a really quiet act on, and then next to it was like a much louder one. And that didn't go well. But I think they've sorted those things out since then.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll stop us from turning the amps up past the certain points.
Well, you're first on anyway. There's nobody else to fight with.
Exactly. Yeah, 11:30 to 12. Be there or be square.
Exactly. All righty. Well, this is fantastic. I can't wait to see you guys. Now I got to get up early to make sure I see you. Thanks a lot.
No worries. I'm sure there's a good bakery in Grey Lynn that I'm going to hit, I think, that day for breakfast.
Excellent.
It's a vegan bakery. So get your breakfast.
What are you going to have, a croissant?
Oh, I think a little. Yeah. They did a kind of like caramelized French toast types item.
Nice.
So I might do something like that. Or maybe just a little croissant situation, ham and cheese.
Yep.
They got some vegan ham and cheese. I don't know how that works, but it's pretty good. Get your breakfast. Get down to Laneway by 11:30 a.m. I don't think they have many tickets left, so snap them up if you don't already.
Gotcha.
And yeah,
all right.
See you guys there. See you there, Marty.
Exactly.
Let's have some fun on Auckland Anniversary Day.